Lord bless everyone. And I just was examining Biden on the topic of abortion. And to my surprise, he wasn't for abortion all the time. There was a time when he was against abortion. So he made us think. Let's listen to this clip. He spoke against abortion in 2006. Let's listen to this.
Tell me about abortion. Where do you stand, and how will you face that issue?
It's going to be very difficult. I do not view abortion as a choice and a right. I think it's always a tragedy, and I think that it should be rare and safe. And I think we should be focusing on how to limit the number of abortions, and there ought to be able to have a common ground and consensus as to do that. I think the vast majority of the American people think that can be done, but unfortunately, we're put in the position you either eliminate abortions under all circumstances or as quote abortion on demand. The fact of the matter is I've never known of a woman having an abortion and say, by the way, I feel like having an abortion. It's always a tragic decision made, always a difficult decision. And I think we should focus on how to deal with women not wanting abortions. I might point out, when there was economic prosperity and growth, the number of abortions went down by 300,000, if I'm not mistaken, during the Clinton administration. And they've gone up during the Bush administration, in large part because of the economic stress and pressure placed on people who become pregnant. And so we should be focusing on how to make it more hospitable for women to want to carry a child to term than we should be on eliminating under any circumstances the woman to be able to make that choice about whether or not to carry to term.
This week, the Supreme Court, with Samuel Alito in his seat, took the late-term partial birth abortion case.
Well, I'm a bit of an odd man out in my party. I do not vote for funding for abortion. I voted against partial birth abortion to limit it, and I vote for no restrictions on a woman's right to be able to have an abortion under Roe v. Wade. And so I've made everybody angry. I've made the right to life people angry because I won't support a constitutional amendment or limitations on a woman's right to exercise her constitutional right as defined by Roe v. Wade. And I've made the women's groups and others very angry because I won't support public funding and I won't support partial birth abortion.
Well, sometimes making everybody angry is okay.
Well, I think for this way, one of the things I decided a long time ago, and it's going to sound corny, but you have to be happy with yourself. You have to be able to look in the mirror, and I think what I'm doing is right. I have my own personal views on abortion, but my view of imposing my views that I accept on faith based on other God-fearing people seems to me to be not what my sworn oath is to do, and so for me, keeping government out of it completely is the way to do it.
Now, that sounds like Biden is against abortion, doesn't it? To limit a woman's abortion, not for making the things. There's always a tragic issue when a woman has abortion. Now, what happens 9 years ago? This is while he was, I believe, vice president. 9 years ago, I believe it was while he was vice president. This is what he says.
My religion defines who I am, and I've been a practicing Catholic my whole life, and it has particularly informed my social doctrine. Catholic social doctrine talks about taking care of those who can't take care of themselves, people who need help. With regard to abortion, I accept my church's position on abortion as what we call de fide doctrine. Life begins at conception. That's the church's judgment. I accept it in my personal life. But I refuse to impose it on equally devout Christians and Muslims and Jews. And I just refuse to impose that on others, unlike my friend here, the congressman. I do not believe that we have a right to tell other people that women, they can't control their body. It's a decision between them and their doctor. In my view, in the Supreme Court, I'm not going to interfere with that. Did you know you...
Okay, I want you to understand this. This is now a different Biden from the beginning. Now, we see an evolution process. Like, at first, totally against abortion. Make things, in a way, is tragic when a woman has abortion. Now, I'm kind of against abortion, but a woman has the right to do what they want, and I'm not no one to put my opinion on someone else's matter about abortion. You see the evolution process. Now we see Biden for abortion. And let's see Biden supporting abortion.
EWTN News Nightly was able to ask President Joe Biden today about his support for abortion. At his first State of the Union speech last night, the president doubled down on his defense of Roe v. Wade. So, when he left the White House today, White House correspondent Owen Jensen asked him about it. And Owen joins us now. Owen.
Tracy, good evening to you. When President Biden went to Wisconsin today to promote the bipartisan infrastructure law, as it turns out, as he was leaving the White House walking towards Marine One, I was able to shout some questions to him about Ukraine and Roe v. Wade. Pope Francis is asking for prayers and fasting today for the people of Ukraine on this Ash Wednesday. Pope Francis is asking for prayers and fasting. What's your reaction to that, sir?
He's right. I was with the Cardinal this morning. He came over to give me ashes. Prayed for that, for the people of Ukraine.
And last night you continued to support Roe v. Wade. As a Catholic, why do you support abortion as a Catholic? Define church teaching.
I tell you what, I don't want to get into a debate with you on theology, but you know.
Well, anyway. Why support abortion as
I'm not going to make a judgment for other people.
It was just last night during his State of the Union address, President Joe Biden, a Catholic, reaffirmed his support for Roe v. Wade. From day one of his administration, the president has sought to codify Roe into law, and he's pushed back against measures like the Texas heartbeat law.
Advancing liberty and justice also requires protecting the rights of women. The constitutional right affirmed by Roe v. Wade, standing precedent for half a century, is under attack as never before. If you want to go forward, not backwards, you must protect access to health care, preserve a woman's right to choose, and continue to advance maternal health care for all Americans.
Other reporters this morning asked the president what he's giving up for Lent, and he told them all sweets, including ice cream. At the Capitol, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.
So we see a different kind of Biden when, from 2006, that was against abortion. And if we will go earlier, he will actually speak more against abortion, to one that I'm not going to give my opinion on this issue. I don't want to force my right on them till I'm completely for abortion. And I'm against anybody who's against Roe versus Wade. We have a president with a shifting mind. There's an old saying goes, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And Biden is corrupt absolutely. A baby is a life. A baby is a future. You destroy a baby, you destroy a future. It's kind of funny. He's allowing people go through the borders. But why not allow babies go outside the womb safe? You're hurting a baby's future. You don't know if that could be the future person to find the cure of a dangerous disease. That could be a future doctor to find the cure of cancer, a future doctor to find the cure of AIDS, or some other disease of that nature. Or that may be a preacher that might win many souls for Christ. Or that may be the next president of the United States. Or somebody very important. It's important to know this before I finish. When Moses was about to be born, Pharaoh sent to kill the male child. Pharaoh sent to kill innocent babies because Israel's deliverance was at hand. When Jesus was about to be born, who was to save us from our sins? Herod, when Jesus was born, he was about 2 years old, When Jesus was born, about being 2 years old, Herod sent his men to kill, soldiers to kill the innocent babies because he felt his life was threatened. In the time of the Exodus and the Judges, there were people who were sacrificing their children to Moloch. Satan always had an issue with babies. Because with babies, you never know who is that kind of person that's going to be raised in great power. Maybe a great political leader, maybe somebody to foil the devil's plans. And our babies are being attacked. Our kids are being attacked from being born. It's not about a woman's right to choose. It's about a baby's right to live. So long.